Hi everyone, welcome to my mini vlog, and today I'm making homemade samosas from scratch. And this is my own version, made the way I enjoyed it at home. Samosa is one of those snacks that looks simple, but when you make it yourself, you realize how much care goes into it. From the dough to the filling to the frying, every step matters. I will start with the dough. I mix flour, salt, ajwain seed, and a little oil first. Adding oil to the flour helps create the flaky, crispy texture later on. For this recipe, instead of using oil, I use the ghee. Then, I slowly add water and bring everything together. I don't want the dough soft. It needs to be firm so it holds its shape and stays crispy after frying. Once the dough comes together, I knead it gently and let it rest. Resting the dough is important because it relaxes the gluten and it makes it easier to roll later. For the filling, I will start with boiled potatoes, which I did already in advance. So, in a samosa, potatoes are the base of a classic samosa. But this is where I add my own touch. I heat a little oil and start adding my spices. I don't measure it exactly, I cook by smell and taste. I add my cumin seeds, coriander seeds, and a bit of chili for warmth, and other Indian spices which I enjoy. As the spices cook, the aroma fills the kitchen. This is my favorite part. And one tip is that you should cook your spices in a low heat or medium heat so it won't get burned quickly. Because if your spices will get burned, you will have this bitter taste. And so, yeah, I heat a little oil and start adding my spices, which then I add the potatoes gently, mashing them, mixing everything together so every bite is full of flavor. I take my time here. Cooking the filling slowly helps the spices develop and blend properly. Once it's done, I set it aside and let it cool completely. Hot filling can break the dough, so patience is the key for this recipe. Now that our dough has rested, I divide it into small portions and I roll them out. I keep the dough thin but not too thin, just enough to hold the filling without tearing. This part is quite hard for me since this is my first time making the samosa and it doesn't really hold the shape. But shaping samosas takes practice, and that's okay. They don't have to look perfect. Homemade food doesn't need to be uniform. Each piece has its own character. But practice makes perfect, right? So I slice the dough into two, and I'm going to put some water in the edges so that I can start putting the filling. So here I folded it into like a triangle shape. So I carefully fill up this pastry with our samosa mixture, making sure that I will not overfill it. Then I seal the edges well, pressing gently so nothing opens while frying. And in this recipe, I guess I made like 8 pieces. No, 10. So for frying, I heat the oil in low to medium heat. This step is very important. Frying slowly allows the samosas to cook evenly and become crispy from the inside and out. If the oil is too hot, they brown too quickly and stay raw inside. And for this one, I did a double frying. Like I fried it for like 5 minutes, let it rest for 3 minutes, and then I refried it again to make sure like I'll get those crispy and flaky texture of samosa. Since this is my first time making it, I'm not too sure of what I'm doing. And yeah, once they turn golden brown, I take them out and let them rest on a wrap or a paper towel. And here they are, homemade samosas, made completely from scratch, my own way, crispy on the outside, flavorful on the inside. Homemade samosas made with patience and love. Follow for more homemade Indian and Filipino food.